Speeds.
Camera speeds.
Sound speeds.
Give me 1 minute. Okay, speeding.
Camera still speeds.
Yeah.
All right, second audio speeds. This is a conversation with Sal Albanese. Boy. Beautiful. Okay. I'm sitting here with someone you guys should get to know. Welcome back. I'm joined with...
Sal Albanese, candidate for mayor.
That's right. On the Democratic side. I'd like to thank you for joining me.
Patrick, it's a pleasure to be here, particularly in a CUNY school, which, as I said, is one of the great treasures of New York City.
Yeah. Shout out to CUNY for letting us do this. I had to pull a lot of strings, ask a lot of favors. Thank you to Dr. Louis Luca for allowing me to do this. Thank you for the security guards for always being so inviting, and allowing the young New York urbans to do what we can. You know what I mean? I'd like to start by saying congratulations, man.
Thanks, Patrick.
You've qualified for the debates, the Democratic debates, alongside De Blasio. Yeah.
That's what we refer to him as, De Blasio.
That's right. That's what it says on your website, the blah meter.
Most people feel blah about De Blasio. So
Yeah, they do.
We put it up on this big screen.
They do. You have a meter on your website, if people don't know, that rates, right? It has a meter of how bad of a job de Blasio is doing. Can you talk to me a little bit about that? And
Sure. When I campaign around the city, all I hear are negative comments about de Blasio. So we figured, let's design this meter to let people register how they don't like de Blasio around different issues. For example, pay-to-play corruption, the lack of affordable housing, and they could register that on our website. And it's gotten a lot of reviews, and a lot of people are weighing in on the mayor's poor performance.
I'd like to commend you and some of the other candidates like Bob Gangi, who've been very critical of de Blasio. I don't think New Yorkers were as aware of his slip-ups until you guys literally pointed it out and say, hey, this guy's doing this.
That's right.
And hey, he hasn't done this for you. He hasn't been paying attention. Where has he been these past 3-4 years in terms of the MTA, in terms of property taxes and real estate?
Great point. I mean, one of the most important services in the city is our mass transit system. And I've been talking about it for years. I took a 24-hour ride in 1996 as a council member around the city using mass transit to highlight the need for funding, because I knew the system was melting down. So that was in 96. In 2013, I was a candidate for mayor, and I said that the city should increase its share for funding so we can fix the signal systems, which are the big problem in the city. And for 3.5 years...
You said this in 2006.
I said it in 1996, and in 2013, I brought it up again in the campaign, and I said that the system needs funding. The signal system, which is the most important
major part,
for all the issues that we're facing on mass transit, is from 1904. Okay, other cities have modernized it. We're so far
over
behind.
a century, I think. I'm not too good at math.
Over a century, and what de Blasio has done for 3.5 years is saying, it's not my job. It's not my job. It's the governor's job. Well, it's a combined responsibility. The mayor of the city of New York simply can't say it's not my job when his constituents use the trains. I mean, let's face it, how many CUNY students are late to class? How many people are late to work because the trains are delayed? I use the trains a lot. I'm on the subway. I tweet from it a lot.
Yeah.
And I've experienced a lot of problems over the last couple of years. And this mayor is taking the position it's not his responsibility. I actually shamed him into taking the subway. I went outside of the gym where he works out, and I held a Metro card. The press was there, and I said, hey, you haven't taken the subway in months. Why don't you join me taking the R line from Park Slope to City Hall? It'll take 20 minutes. Well, he evaded us. You know, he didn't.
Ducked and dodged.
He evaded us. Yeah, he ducked and dodged. But we had the press there. So that night, he jumped on a C train for the first time in months. So
the seal.
You know, he's running. He's running for re-election. He's running for re-election now, and he's running around like a chicken without a head around
Exactly.
subways. He's proposing ideas that'll never work. So for 3.5 years, he's taken that posture. By the way, not even showing up to derailments, not showing up to fires where cops and firefighters, EMS workers are in there.
It gets
His
really
constituents,
dangerous.
he doesn't show up. So now we're gonna hold him accountable for that part of his. That aspect of his record, which is terrible. Of course, there were other issues. Affordable housing. If you think the city is more affordable under de Blasio, then you vote for him. The city's become unaffordable.
That's a lot,
Hyper-gentrification is driving out a lot of working people from neighborhoods because they simply can't afford to live there.
Mm-hmm.
So he's failed there. Homelessness is at a record level. He spent $2 billion. We have record homelessness in the city. We have a lot of folks that unfortunately suffer from mental illness that are on the streets.
Oh my
and
goodness.
you see them, I see them, especially if you take the subway. And the dollars that are being spent, right, $1 billion in mental health is not reaching the people who need it the most.
Yeah.
The people that are on the street that need medication. And by the way, most of those folks, if they were on medication, could be functional. They could be working. But the system is so mismanaged, and we have. I mean, I can go on and on about his.
Oh, I want you to. I want you to.
Yeah.